Alright, so I, like the majority of the world, watch K-pop Demon Hunters. I wish I could say I was blown away like everybody else was, because the reviews for this are just glowing, rightfully so. And I was 100% with the hype in the first like 15 to 20 minutes of the movie. Blown away by everything, the animation, the characters, the humor, the vibe of it, just everything, the sound, the music. I was hooked. 15 minutes. The last 10, 20 minutes of it, also wonderful, blown away. I'm like, yes, do this. The middle section, not my vibe. But the premise of this, for those like 3 people who have not heard of this show, there is an idol group, idols. There is a K-pop group, a superstars, and they are famous and everyone loves them and they're hilarious and the unique, beautiful character designs and the wonderful glowing personalities that they all have. We love them. They happen to be demon hunters. And at first, I'm like, this is such a weird premise because why would this K-pop group also be demon hunters? This is a terrible cover. I thought maybe it was like Totally Spies vibe was originally what I was getting, but it's just like they were just like teenagers or maybe once university students. Like they had no personal identity to keep real secret. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but it makes so much sense for the premise of this because this has been going on generations, that the sounds and the songs and their music powers what's called the Hunmoon. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, which is a barrier to keep demons, I guess, down in hell and protect everyone above. And their songs, their voice is what powers it. And I feel that because like when you attend a concert, there's an energy there, there's a vibe, there's something just that you feel resonating in you that the music brings out. And when you sing with friends, there's such emotion, you can feel that that would have power. So I love that for a concept. And the opening scene of this, where they're just on a plane, we meet Bobby, who is an angel, their manager, and he just loves his girls, okay? We love Bobby. And then, of course, we get the opening song, and it brings this movement and energy, and I love it. You get the humor of the characters as they're scarfing down food, getting all their carbs before a concert. The opening song gets you hooked fast. I want to say, just for full clarity, like when I was listening to the music in the moment during the movie, I'm like, I've heard better soundtracks. There's been better musicals. I don't think I really vibe with this. I've been listening to the soundtrack on repeat. It's all I've been listening to since finishing the movie. So clearly, I don't know what I'm talking about. I had a wonderful time. What I didn't like, and this is when I have to go into spoilers. So before I go into spoilers, feel free to click away. Zoe is my favorite of the group. You have Rumi, who's like the main character. You have Mira, who is absolutely wonderful. But Zoe, that's my girl. I love her. Now on to spoilers. So the middle section is where my issue came with, as the focus is Rumi, who falls in love very quickly. Maybe, if you force me to say they're not really in love, they just understand each other, sure. With the main character, or the lead singer of the boy band that happened to be demons. So demons made a boy band to steal the fans and take away their strength and their power. And by God, oh my God, Baby Saja, would lose my soul during the Idol song 100%. So Rumi and this other demon guy, whose name I totally know, end up forming a connection, and it's awkward. I get secondhand embarrassment, and it's what it wants to be, but it feels so cliche, tropey. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of character has deep dark secret. In this case, character is part demon. Her mother had a relationship with a demon that resulted in a child, her, and I'm just like, okay, and you can't tell your friends about this? Why not? I would have loved if we spent more time on her and her aunt, who raised her since her mother's death, on their dynamics, because it's her aunt who put the idea in her that demons are evil and she must hide this part of her, and part of me is just thinking, okay, you know what? Frozen did this better. And the complicated dynamic as there's been one scene with just a flashback of her saying she can't go to the bathhouse because she got to hide the markings that shows that she's a demon. And I'm just like, what? And then the next time we see her, it's when Rumi's asking her to kill her. Like, hey, aunt, I love you, kill me, I've let the demon part take over and I can't control it, just ends me now, I've failed. And to focus on how her aunt loved her mother, and wanted to raise her, wanted to do right by her, wanted to protect her, but at the same time hated this other side of who she was and didn't accept her and love her for entirely who and what she was. I would have loved more time focused on that. And in the same sense, Zoe, sweet, darling, angel, love her. She is in a single song, that's it. Very brief mention, a line of dialogue. We know that she is half like American, half, I believe, Korean, and that dual part of her personality, how she resonates with both sides and has to choose probably between the two different sides of her family. I'm assuming maybe there's a divorce, not that she just moved from one place to the other. That'd be what I'm assuming happened. I really, really, really would have loved for more focus on her, as she has her own inner demons talking about how she's too much, too eccentric. Her brain goes all these ways all at once, and that makes her wonderful, but she also feels like she can be too much for some people. And a big part of the ending focuses on those inner demons, those inner insecurities that everybody has, and sometimes they listen to them, and they shouldn't, because we all have something like this that we're concerned about ourselves. And everyone has that, and it's relatable, and it's wonderful. It's why I love the ending, but the ending could have hit so much harder if we also focused on the other characters. So the third character in the band, Miri, yeah. She was sort of strained relationship with her own family, kicked out. She was too much. She was too loud. She had too many sharp edges. She had too much insecurities, too brash, all those kind of things. And she's like, in one side, it's like, now that's how I'm getting paid. And I love that for her. But like, I really wish we focused on it, and to focus on these three, their insecurities, so it made such a big hit in the end. Instead, we focused on some weak cliche sort of relationship that was blooming between them, and I feel we could have had elements of that. That would have been fine in the story, but I feel we could have saved it for the sequel, because we need a sequel. Okay, I was a very this is a solid movie. I enjoyed this. This is 7 to 8 out of 10. I did not really love the music, was not obsessed with the music while watching the movie. After movie, all I've done is listen to the music. So now, 8 out of 10. I really, really like this. It needs a sequel. I think this could have been better. It could have had a bit more focus and draw out what it wanted to focus on. But at the same time, there's a bird with 3 eyes wearing a top hat that he stole from a tiger. So I feel this was a good movie. In order, my favorite songs were This Is What It Sounds Like, How It's Done, tough one. Idols, gotta be Idols. I really like Takedown. I really like Golden. I know other people really love Soda Pop, but it's not really my favorite. It's catchy, but really wasn't my thing. I like this movie. I really did. I'm very happy I watched it. I wish I was more blown away like everyone else was, but the animation, the characters, the humor, the vibes, 100%. Where is the sequel? Alright, that is all I got. I will talk to you later. Bye. Side note, I had to refilm this because I didn't realize I was wearing a green shirt, and Maven had been sitting on my lap basically the entire time, so you missed seeing his tail in the back of the video. Sorry.